And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Hey folks, I'm Tom Vasel, and welcome to the Dice Tower. Today we're taking a look at Dokie. Now, I saw this game at Target, so I was very intrigued with it just because I like the name, and I'm going to do the Dokie and turn myself around. But this is a game where it looked like it was a word game, but you're poking cubes out with these letters on them. Well, that's kind of a fascinating idea. I like that concept. Does it make a good game? Let's find out. All right, there's two ways to play the game, and one is speed play, one is time play. And what you're going to be doing in this game is you're going to be putting in all these cubes into this device here, and randomly, there's 3 wild cubes here. And so in speed play, you just say ready, set, go, and both players, are going to be looking for words that they can spell that are 3 letters or more. So as I look here at this thing here, maybe I see rat. So I poke out the R and then the A, and because I poked out the A, the T drops down, so I can drop that down. And then maybe my opponent, while I'm looking at for the words rat, let's see, I'm not being very fast here. Let's see, they want to spell, let's see, gem. So they would poke them out on my side like this. Now, at any time you want, each player has one side. I can poke out the oranges on this side, but this side I can't poke. So these are wilds. So if I need something, so let's say, for example, I want to do jelly, I can do J, E, L, L, and Y. And you're going to keep doing that as players, and I'm not doing anything necessarily here, are poking letters back and forth, and you're going to keep going until, as you poke these letters out, until nobody can make a word. So can we make a word here? Yeah, hey. And then they can fin, F-I-N. Well, no one can make a word with just the G, so the G stays here. Stay there, G. And then you simply count how many cubes are on your side. And whoever has fewer cubes is the winner, because that means you push more to your opponent. So what do I have here? 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 20. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 20. Oh, it's a tie! Which in this case means just play again, because you're really, you can just play as many times as you want. It's not a very long game. If you play with time play, you just take turns looking for words, but you have a 15-second timer. So I can push out as many words as I can. My opponent's watching this. As soon as it's done, boom, they flip it over. Now it's their turn. And then they're looking for words. And that's pretty much how the game is played. So the device here is made up of 2 pieces. This white piece here slides into the other one. It's all plastic. The cubes themselves are pretty easy. You just drop them in these slots. Now, because the game is made so that you can poke out the cubes very easily, you have to realize that it's also easy as you load this up for them to fall out. So here I'm dropping them in, and you can see some of the letters. I just have to straighten them at the bottom a bit. The cubes themselves are really nice and everything, but like I said, they made it so you can poke them out easily. And it's not a huge problem to set up, and the cubes are really good quality. They have the same letter on both sides, but they can go in randomly. Now this can be problematic as you're loading them up. You just both basically have to agree, hey, we're not going to start making words in our head while we're loading them up. I wish there was a way to hide the letters as you loaded them up so that you can pull it away, and once the whole thing's loaded up and say, let's go. But other than that, really good quality components. I like it. Well, there you have it. Dokie is a simple little game in which you're going to be dropping cubes in and poking them out, trying to build words. Okay, so whenever we have a word game, I'm always curious, is there the Scrabble effect? See, the Scrabble effect is I play a game against someone and they know every 2-letter word and every word, and they score a word every turn, and I'm sitting there going, I know cat. Okay, and that's fine. I'm not saying that's necessarily a bad thing. It's not something I enjoy as much. Well, first of all, you can't use 2-letter words. Secondly, it's a speed game. Even in the time thing, you still have 15 seconds to make up your turn. So because of that, you're mostly picking 3, 4, maybe 5-letter words. You're not picking these long words, and if you do, amazing for you. But it's also really quick. And I like that. I prefer the timed game to the speed game. The speed game's fine, but you're both sometimes hitting the same letter back and forth. You're supposed to shout the letter out, the word out, and then the other person stops and you poke out all the letters, and then they shout out something. If you poke out all the wrong letters, you spell a word incorrectly, you're like, oh, I thought that letter would drop, then the game is basically considered null and void. But again, we're talking a 5-minute game. This game is really short. High quality components, and sometimes I like words, I don't mind looking for the words. There's C, S-E-A, there's dog, there's, gate, G-A-T. That's fine, and because of that, it also works well with kids as they go back and forth trying to find words. And there is a little bit of clever play, as if I push this cube out, this one falls down, which I can use in the same word. But it's not that deep, and I'm okay with that. I like the concept of it as the cubes fall down. I like that you have wild letters, which lets you make pretty much any word you want if you need to. And overall, just simple fun. And this is a good game that I'm glad to see it at the mass market stores. Pokie Dokie is maybe a dorky name. I like it, but I can see how people are like, eh. But it is a fun concept. It's a fast 2-player game. I would recommend it, even if you necessarily aren't a huge fan of word games. This one might be up your alley. Dice Tower Judgment approved.